fun.
If at first you don't succeed.
Try again.
That's right. Hey, we're back. Episode 42, DB. We recorded last Saturday. Here we are on the 6th of June, 2026, the 82nd anniversary of the D-Day invasion, where our greatest generation invaded the beaches of Normandy. And it doesn't seem like 82 years, but it seems like 82 years.
Yeah, how soon we forget.
Yes.
I can tell you a funny story about that.
What you
real
got?
quick. Scotty from Star Trek.
Okay.
People don't know this. Some people don't know this. Most people don't know this. He was shot 3 times on the beach of Normandy.
Really?
Yes, and lost half of one of his fingers. You see it on the show twice.
Okay.
And it turned out it was friendly fire, though. He got shot by his own people.
I'm going to go out on a stretch here. James Doolittle?
James Doohan.
Doohan. Pretty close.
Yeah.
For not being the status that you are.
He was my favorite when I was a kid because, Scott, he was supposed to be Scottish. My heritage is Scottish, Irish, so.
Yeah, you're a wee lad.
Yeah.
What you got coming up this week before we get into the episode? You're on a little road trip.
Yeah, little road trip. Had enough of this town. Got to get out. When you live in Sin City, where do you go? You go anywhere else, I suppose, because this is the city of entertainment.
For the people that live here and do this every day, where do you go on vacation? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
And then you got some. You were saying here before we had a little editing bloop. You got some podcasts and things to listen to.
I am going to listen to the Similarian, the audiobook, but my podcast listening is pretty dry. It's all mostly business, stocks, and we both listen to Scott Galloway.
Yeah,
the Prof G podcast.
No, one of the bloopers I was listening to was the blooper last night, but I'm a Mike Rowe guy, and I forget the gentleman's name, but he is CEO of Boom, which is supersonic jets.
Okay,
have you heard of that? So he had him on recently, and.
CEO of Jet does what?
The company's called Boom.
And they're making that new supersonic jet.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Now so how it's kind of rotated into using the same technology that they're using for the jets, via the 21st century to power AI factories. Now that's a little too much heady as an intro as we talk in the podcast.
Why does everything have to be AI nowadays? I get it. It's very poignant.
Yeah.
People. It's funny because the hate that goes towards AI. I get it. But at the same time, you can't stop it.
Sure.
So you might as well just roll with it.
Or accept it and utilize it in your life to the best of your abilities.
You know what? We don't have anything to drink today because it's kind of early.
Yeah.
But I feel like drinking as we're talking about this. I just listened to this podcast last night, and they were talking about AI is reaching to the point where it's almost it's going to be able to soon be able to make better versions of itself.
Of course.
So within 1 to 2 years. So they're talking about trying to slow it down. And I'm like, well, if the thing's smart enough to make its own babies and you try to slow it down and stifle it, don't you think that's going to piss it off? Just let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Like they sing in Frozen. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
No Planned Parenthood there. So maybe we're going to take a break as we go into the body of the content. But in this episode, we already acknowledged D-Day, 82 years later. We're going to give shout out to Corporal Jack McGowan Kay, Steve Kay's grandfather. That was one of the boys that lost his life on D-Day. Get well, Steve Kay. We're going to talk Vegas sports as it's Game 3 later today of the Stanley Cup. Shop talk. We're going to talk about the Hat, Abel Baker, and Stage Door celebrating their 50 years in Las Vegas. We're going to talk labor and gaming news. We're going to talk some county commission stuff. We're going to talk about Where's the Beef and the future of the Strip with MGM, because we talked about last week with Tillman Fertitta about Caesars, and now Barry Dillon with MGM, and then some continued stuff with MGM about their new policy for employees about wearables. And then we're going to talk about a big thing we got in just under 3 weeks, Bourdain Day again. So we'll be right back with Vegas Day Drinkers episode 42. We're calling this one Throwing Cecils and Vegas 86th on the most important of D-Day.
I feel like I'm Silent Bob and you're Jay.
You got to talk now.
You got to do the dance. Do the dance.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the spot where the good times flow. Chris and Darren behind the bar, putting on a show in Vegas where the sun shines bright and the stories unfold. Grab a pint, pull up a chair, let the good times roll. Sip, socialize, shine, that's the motto we live by. From the Strip to downtown, beneath
Bonus
talk with the Suds. Speaking of Suds, we're going to clean out some inventory again. Welcome back to episode 42. We're calling this one Throwing Cecils and Vegas 86th on the most important D-Day. Do you know what I'm alluding to with throwing Cecils and Vegas 86th?
I have no idea.
We're going to get to that soon.
Thank you.
First up, we like alluded to in intro, today is D-Day, invasion of Normandy, where our forefathers went onto the beaches and took on the great Satan of the Axis powers into World War II.
Yeah.
And then just as we went live, or we started to record last week, we got a message about our good friend Steve Kay, who took a tumble up on a climbing wall. He's seemingly okay, but I know he's probably listening. He's one of our most arduous supporters.
I saw him wearing a picture of him in his hospital bed wearing a VKG shirt.
I saw that also.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I'm like, do you think he'd be wearing that shirt if the Canadians were in the Stanley Cup?
Perhaps not. Maybe if it was his Maple Leafs. Maybe he'd do one of those split jerseys they do.
Yeah.
Let's crack this. Even though we're almost in the summer, we're just doing the Spring Fest IPA.
Let's get cracking for these.
Hey, look at him there.
I was going to save these. You know what I wanted to do with these?
Throw them at somebody?
I saw a recipe for a beer groni. Have you ever had a beer groni yet?
We've talked about it.
Vermouth, Aperol, and just beer.
Could be interesting.
Could be good.
Yeah.
I made a drink. Like, this is really good with like lemonade, like a shandy.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Light, refreshing seltzer.
Here's to the fallen.
Yeah, here's to the fallen, and here's to his grandfather, Corporal Jack McGowan Kay, one of the boys that lost his life on that dreadful day on June 6, 1944.
When was the last time you watched Saving Private Ryan?
I mean, not too long ago.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's on repeat.
Yeah.
I watch it at least once a year.
My friend Scott Ast, who used to work for the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel and now works for Southwest, kind of popped up to me in the terminal the other day because I saw him made a post. I think in accordance with the 250th anniversary of the United States, the guys from Easy Company, that the whole Stephen Ambrose, film that was based upon Saving Private Ryan. What was the show on HBO? I just blanked on the name.
You mean Band of Brothers?
Yeah, they're doing like a consortium meet for the people that are left, where it's going to be one of those live events coming up this summer. So I was at
Disneyland about 6 months ago, and I was getting on a ride, and they had a guy in a wheelchair, and I looked at his hat, and it said World War II vet.
Yeah,
I was like, holy crap! That's great.
All those guys that actually participated in the day are, I think, gone, but like the actors that played them in the series back in the early 2000s. So I was kind of like, is Damian Lewis going to be there? He's like, I don't know, but it's going to be fantastic.
What's your favorite of those series? Did you ever finish it, Masters of the Air?
I did not. So
Chris.
I know.
Chris.
I know. I mean, Band of Brothers was just, it was amazing. So, and then that got me to read the books by Stephen Ambrose and just some of the other stuff, and it was fantastic. So, I mean, I could watch that over and over again. So we dare not forget, right? So.
Are you speaking French now? You went to Mon Ami Gabi the other day.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, we.
Enchanté, episode 42. We talked about it last week, but now we're into it. VGK against the Carolina Hurricanes, Game 3 at the Fortress later today, as we kind of do this in the late morning. So they split the series 1-1 in Carolina.
That was a tough game for them.
Yeah,
they had
game
to fight
2.
for it. They had to fight for that game.
Well, Game 2, like that critical call there in the third period, which obviously Tortorella took some slack from in the media afterwards. But
and then what's his name? Bryant. What was his name? Took that puck to the face. McNabb. That's right.
Yeah. What'd they say? 85 miles per hour.
Fuck.
That's gonna hurt. But and then I read as I was preparing this today that starting at 3 at Toshiba Plaza, Illenium, the DJ that plays at the Sphere, is doing a free show for VGK Night fans.
Oh, nice.
I can see you putting on your shoes already to get down there.
Yeah, you can bet I will not be there.
What did Illenium do to you?
Nothing, man. Isn't there a beer, Illenium? Delirium?
Well, there's Elysian Brewing right up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
However you say it, right there, I think on First Street, right by the ballparks.
Speaking of Delirium, I went to the Aviators the other day.
Okay.
And with a friend of mine, and he's like, hey, I didn't know, but it's Pride Night. Do you mind? And I was like, no, I don't give a crap. Whatever.
Yeah.
So we went. It was $2 beer day. So we went up and got $2 beers, and they had Dos Equis Blue Moon, Coors Banquet, and Miller Lite.
Okay.
And I was able to get one Dos Equis each, and then the next time I went up, everything was gone. All they had was Miller Lite.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, ugh.
So they kind of capped the $2 beers.
Well, they just have so many of them. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Okay, but they don't replenish.
No.
And I think we were talking about Elysium, but yes, there is Delirium Tremens, which is a Belgian.
So Pride Night was great. I met up with our buddy Brian afterwards.
Okay.
We went to Yard House, your buddy's old haunt,
Yes.
and we drank some. I introduced him to Tank 7. He'd never had Boulevard before.
Oh, so delicious.
Yeah, so we had a couple of those. We closed the place down, had a good chat. It was good chatting with you, Brian.
Did you have 7 of the Tank 7s?
Combined, I think we did, but no, I only had 3.
Okay. So that's the Knights later today, and then Monday we have Game 3 of the NBA playoffs. Did you watch that game last night?
No, I don't. I haven't watched a basketball game since the Sonics.
Much like you're going to listen to the one book on tape as you take your little road trip, I'll take care of the sports component of the podcast. You take care of the other.
I mean, I do watch I'll watch the highlights.
Yeah.
And you know what I did watch last night was the Guillermo from the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Okay.
Went to the playoffs and he was interviewing all the players, but he's just a goofball. He drinks tequila and makes fun of everybody. So
Yeah.
But that guy, what's his name?
Wimbiana?
Yes. That guy's fucking he looks like an alien from Close Encounters.
Well, there's people that say he's an alien.
He's the guy. His limbs, his hands go down back to his knees.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're bigger than you, way bigger than yours.
Oh, I mean, he's 7'4", 22, 23 years old.
That guy is a monster.
He is a freak show in the NBA and could potentially be one of the greatest players ever. But shockingly, I mean, I think most people want the Knicks to win the series, but they took the first 2 games away at San Antonio. So San Antonio goes into Madison Square Garden Monday night, down 0-2. Now
New York's hungry.
New York is hungry. You're right.
30 years, right?
Almost 30 years since they've just been in the finals. It's been longer since they won a championship.
50 years.
Yeah. So you're seeing all the hierarchy of former Knicks players show up at these series because it's been such a long time.
Do you think James Dolan will sign the contract? That's in our notes, right?
Yes.
With the Sphere while the Knicks are playing.
He might be so elated if they win. He's like, God, just sign the damn thing.
Hey, that might be a good thing for the Sphere employees, but we're going to get a little bit into that a little bit later.
Yeah. So that's Game 3 is Monday night. Kind of a side story out here if you don't live in Vegas. DirecTV is once again in contract negotiation with Scripps Media Network.
Yeah.
So you have all these people that have DirecTV in these local bars and whatnot.
Vegas was out.
Still out.
Was it?
You had all these bars scrambling for Game 1, and people even in their residences. I don't have DirecTV at the house. But
there's a
blacked
local.
out.
Well, there's a local over-air channel. It's a Latin channel.
Well, they have ESPN Deportes, but you have to add that too.
No, it's like 437 or something like that. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was on the other day. I was at work and it was on at the PGA bar.
Okay.
And he said he found it on some. Apparently, ESPN Deportes.
Yes. So it's been just a muck of fuck for people trying to watch the game.
It's just kind of like I'm over it. These people are rich enough already. Let people have their sport.
Yeah, and I did exactly what they wanted to do because I scrambled and I went and added Hulu for.
Yeah, it's literally like bread and circuses right now.
Yeah.
It's like let the peasants not watch their sport because I need my money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, talk about shooting yourself in the foot, people.
It's just greedy.
Yes, it's so super greedy.
So I finally experienced the hat on Rainbow. You experienced it previously, but now we can talk fluently about it because the celebrated Los Angeles institution that started in 1959 or 51, excuse me.
Yeah.
That focused on pastrami sandwiches, opened their first location outside of California a couple months ago here.
Do you love the fact that, did you go in or drive through it?
Drive through.
Oh, you didn't even go in. So if you go in, it looks like it's straight out of 1980 in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like the wood paneling.
Yeah, and the ceiling tiles that are like the old ones with the holes in them.
Uh-huh.
They look like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So you actually got to go in and experience it.
Yeah. I was looking on the website briefly this morning too, and they did a custom Vegas shirt too. So I don't know if that's something I want to have in the arsenal or not. But
Did you try the bang? The orange bang?
I did not. We tried the pastrami sandwich, and then we tried the pastrami chili fries. Both of which I was kind of concerned with because I think the sandwich is like $13.
Yeah.
And the fries are
18, I think, total. Or
18.
But that's a meal.
And we live in a world of like where we're normally let down with the volume or the amount of what the sandwich is.
You could literally split the sandwich and split the fries, and you still wouldn't be able to finish all of it.
Which we did. I was actually kind of happy with the portion.
Yeah.
So, and for would I be more happy if the sandwich was $10? Sure, but for $13, I felt like in modern times we got our money's worth.
The day it opened, I was in California, and I was like by one of the California locations, and I'm like looking at all the lines, people waiting 3.5, 4 hours to get a sandwich, and I'm like, I'm already here. I'm like, I could go buy like 10 of them, bring them back to Vegas, and sell them faster.
Yeah, just
for
15.
Stand at the end of the line. Hey, $20, man.
Yeah. Go home, heat it up. Everything's okay. So opportunist.
Yeah. So, so when next time you go inside. Don't do the car thing. Do yourself a favor. Go inside, and try the orange bang or there's a pina colada bang and there's like a lemon lime one, and they kind of taste like orange Julius.
Okay.
Or pina colada.
I haven't had an orange Julius in a long time.
It's fucking good, but what I'm trying to say is like I just wonder what there would go good with as a drink, if there is anything.
Oh, you mean
if there's like
an alkalized version?
Yeah. I wonder. So that's your mission. Should you choose to accept it next time? Go in, try it, and then we'll try to figure out.
I'm sure there's some exotic flavor of vodka we're not thinking about.
Well, it lends itself to like a tiki drink, obviously.
Sure. Well,
especially the
Dole Whip or something. Right?
Yeah.
But I must say, it did not let me down.
Good.
That you neither. Neither.
I would have. I think I might have had to kill you and your wife if you hated it. I would have been like, you guys are just hopeless.
No. It was and on the same day that we had Mon Ami, so we have the haves and the have-nots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let them eat hat.
So that's been open not quite 2 months now
Something like that,
Rainbow Boulevard. So another food institution, as Rainbow just adds so many food outlets.
What are we? The only thing we're missing is a Waffle House now. Right.
And what's another one? I know there's a Zaxby's. What's the one?
Do we need a Waffle House?
Would you be upset if we didn't?
But it would be like a hipster. It'd be like the dive bars you like. It'd be like a hipster version of it.
To that point, though, we have a Quick Trip out here now, and people who know me know that I am zealous about Quick Trips. And I stopped at the Quick Trip up off of Lamb when I was helping my parents last week paint. And I'm like, I'm just going to get a drink. And then they have the app, but they do the thing now where if you have the app, you can get the drink for $1. Well, it wasn't $1, so they're explaining that to me, and I'm like... And then I ask if they have the Quick Trip beer, what she radios and whatever, and it's like, I don't think they brought the culture out here correctly. I think part of what I loved about Quick Trip was the convenience and the service, but they don't bring the culture.
You can't bring the service from Kansas City all the way to Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, but out there, everybody that worked for the company, they made it a decent wage, if not better salary, or they could go up the chain of command, and it just seems to me. And this is over multiple visits that they just don't have that.
So what you're trying to say is that they should have hired a manager that would have leaned towards bringing that presentation.
Perhaps, yeah.
And wowing people rather than earning.
Or if I want to email the home office, I think in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and say, if you can't grow the brand without bringing the culture, don't grow the brand.
I heard they're opening another one, aren't they?
They've talked of opening up to 5, but they haven't committed or said anything about it of late. But
well, maybe if they had the full experience.
Perhaps.
Speaking of full experiences, in gas stations, I just saw a video of Ukrainian gas stations.
Here?
No, in Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
And the guy was talking about the experience. He's like, it's amazing. They have great food. They have great hot dogs, great sandwiches. They have a great coffee experience.
Yeah.
Super clean. The bathrooms are great. And that's what it just made me think.
Well,
of that.
There's the Wawas, and there's the Loves, and there's the what's the one, Buc-ee's that everybody loves. So it's not like it's mutually exclusive. Like they're just doing something nobody else does.
So is there a Quick Trip beer?
There was and is, at least, and that's what they're heavily. So here's what gets me white hot. So then the manager comes out, or I'm assuming the manager because he had the answer, and says, "We don't sell that old shit." He said that behind the counter. And I'm like, when I was at home last month for the funeral, I went and got a 6-pack of the regular and the light, and like people didn't even.
So he knew about it, and was he from there? The manager?
But I would have never gotten that answer that way. You know?
That is the incorrect answer as a manager of a Quick Trip.
Yes, correct.
100%.
You are correct, sir.
That's something I would say, Chris.
It is. So as we continue to talk about, like we've talked about the hat, and we kind of diverted with Quick Trip for a second. I have not been to this new location, but my parents do live kind of in the Northwest. Abel Baker has expanded their brand up in Centennial Hills with a location that I believe is bigger than the footprint they have in the Arts District. And they're calling that one
Nuclear something?
the bomb shelter.
Bomb shelter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the old Montana Meat Company up there.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, it's obviously they've got all their flavors on point, and then they have a kitchen.
When I heard they were taking over the Montana Meat Company, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Because the one right on Durango up here.
Yeah.
I thought it was that one. Yeah, it's still open. I thought it was that one, but it's not.
Okay.
So my hope is that they sell to them, and then they open another one over here on this side of town, because we could use a good brew spot here on this side of town. I mean, Evolve's there, but were you impressed with Evolve?
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm not saying I'll never go back, but again, it's like, what's your message? Are we a brew pub? Are we doing from scratch kitchen? Are we a gaming bar?
And I hate these places that have a happy hour that just really aren't happy hour.
Yeah.
They say they're happy hour. They do offer discounts, but what is the definition of happy hour? Is it just a discounted price, or is it? What is the definition of it?
Like from what Webster says, I'm not sure, but usually it's a mechanism to get people to try.
It's like items. I can go to Yard House at 3:00 and get chicken nachos, a couple beers for fucking $20.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you go to a place, I'm not gonna single out Evolve, but when you go to a place and they say it's happy hour and it's $16 for an appetizer, still you're like, how is that happy hour?
Right, and it's like they don't have the legacy to offer that because it's like, oh, it's the best nachos ever. Well, is that because that's what your chef believes, or that's what your public has told you?
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, we know not to go back to what we do a lot, but McMullen's is like, they had no idea the Irish nachos were going to be as big as they were.
Yeah.
But the public told them so.
Yeah.
I don't need Chef Martinez telling me these are the best nachos ever, and then especially for $16, and they come out, and again, not isolating Evolve because we haven't gone there enough, but then you just like, that's what I got.
Yeah, McMullen's was great. They had the half price happy hour. I remember when they changed it, they had they made the nachos happy hour, but nothing else was. So like I used to have to explain it to people.
Oh, the protein.
Yeah, if you got a protein, that's not a happy hour, so it's not half price. So they get an $8 nacho and then $8 chicken, and it was $16, and people would be upset about it.
Yes.
Why isn't it $4?
Yes.
And you should never leave it to your employees to explain something. It should be pretty apparent.
Correct.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Especially the ones who have been taken off the schedule because they shut down the day.
Nothing worse than like when, Vegas is famous for this, doing the, what were they called? The fees?
Resort fees?
Resort fees, yeah. You get here and then all of a sudden your bill goes from $200 to $400 and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I have a budget.
Because you're already 75% through the mechanism and you're like, well, you're kind of stuck like Chuck now and you got to pay.
Let's take a quick break real quick. We're back.
All right, wrapping up shop talk. We just talked about the hat. We talked about Abel Baker's new location. We kind of talked about Quick Trip, which was just diverted because that's not really shop talk. Finally, Stage Door last week celebrated 50 years.
Cool.
Behind what is now the Vanderpump Hotel and Casino, which was previously the Cromwell, which was previously the Barbary Coast.
I was very unimpressed by the Stage Door. Like I went in there. That was the first time in there when I went with you.
Yeah.
It's just dirty and like not nice.
So,
and like
50 years it's been open, originally called Moe's, and originally it's kind of a construction bar.
That makes sense.
So for all the construction workers that were building what was then the MGM before it became Bally's and now is the Horseshoe and all the other places around there.
History for sure.
Yeah, kind of like the watering hole for the folks after a long hot day.
It was $1 beer, right? $1 Bud Light or whatever it was forever.
$1 Bud and Bud Light, yes. And now it's $2 Heinekens and Dos Equis, and I think Heineken Zero.
Yeah.
But alluding to this week's title, the owner who his father opened it and then he's run it since he was in his 20s and now in his 70s, The title this week is called Throwing Cecils and Vegas 86th on the Most Important D-Day. So I kind of did an amalgam of a couple different things. But he was talking about old Vegas when some of the crooked-nosed folk used to came in there, like all 5 foot of them with a 6 foot blonde, and just got a watch or something and didn't pay for it. He was wondering, like, why did they pay for it? But, that's just how business was done back in the day. But then they would come and pay the next day. And I guess they used to come in with a roll of hundreds, but back then for whatever reason, I didn't have enough time to look it up. They called hundreds Cecils back then. And then and we've kind of talked about this before, alluding to the Vegas 86th. It's 8 miles out, 6 feet deep for people that that don't pay their tabs or
That's
jerks
funny.
in the bars. Yeah.
So there was a lot of wimpies back in the day. You're saying a lot of I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Sure, but the wimpies with vowels at the end of their last name in the beginning.
So that was a Depression era thing, basically.
Think so. Yeah.
Well, 50 years ago now.
Yeah, obviously the mob's heyday out here was, the 70s to the early 80s.
Yeah.
Before like the FBI got involved.
50s, 60s.
Yeah. Well, not as prevalent, but I think they.
Oh, it was there.
It was there.
Bugsy Siegel.
Yeah, it was there, but I think they, pun intended, doubled down on the 70s for sure. They kind of saw how much cash was coming through there.
I think the 70s is when the feds got involved.
It was the early 80s, right? Late 70s, 80s.
Yeah, that's when the gang, the mobsters were here the whole time. Just the feds didn't get involved till the 70s.
Yeah. Then we're going to talk about the culinary union a bit. Apparently, they made an announcement Thursday evening that they are in tentative terms with the Sphere to give them worker protections for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
We're good, but my camera keeps zooming in.
Oh, okay. We just like the way they say in your face.
So there we go.
So the culinary, as the airport conversations continue with the DBEs, it sounds like they've come to at least some terms with the Sphere employees. So they will have union representation in the Sphere within, I'm assuming, a short amount of time.
They signed that originally, but it's just
right. Just get it ratified and everything.
Yeah.
On another note, did you see, like, downtown at the D, the very popular horse races that are up on the second floor, the old school kind of very mechanical gate?
Yeah.
They are moving to the Golden Gate on
Why?
June 16th. Don't know why. Floor space, or I'm sure some.
The Plaza has one of those too, right?
They did. I don't know if they do.
We played it that one day. We went by the sportsbook there. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Sigma Derby is moving from the D to the Golden Gate on June 16th, and to commemorate the move, at 10 o'clock in the morning, they're going to have a parade down Fremont Street where they will have little people and Shetland ponies. So
Fun.
Small horses, small and small.
That's fun. That's actually fun.
If you can't be kitschy in Vegas, why show up?
Wonder what kind of crowd they'll have for that.
I don't know, but there are a lot of people that go down there just for that damn game.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a neat game. I know I've told you the story. The day I met, I ran into Rodney Dangerfield at the MGM. Me and my brother were playing that all night long, and yeah, so fun story. I'll have to tell it sometime.
Did you have respect?
Oh my gosh, dude, it's such a great story. I'll tell it sometime.
Okay. As you know of some of my stuff going on too, that I've been at the county commissioner's office with some of the DBE contract stuff. But it was as I was researching some of this pod, they came up a couple different ways. The county commission has now approved through 2037 Formula One. So
Wow,
that's official. So
but that's only a tentative agreement, not an actual agreement,
I
right?
think it's actual.
Really?
Because there was a lot of like small business owners down there that did not want that to happen. Because we've all talked about before, and it is a definite talking point in this town about if it's good or not.
I don't know why they don't do it in the summertime.
Numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, the weekend that they do it is one of the slowest in the year, so
Well,
it's not
like-
like a per se
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the month build up, the track.
Well, yeah. I mean, the build out and everything, that's the mess. But the weekend that it actually operates.
Like if you work on the strip, it's just one more thing to make you hate work at your job. So like if you ever go to Vegas and you have a shitty bartender that hates his job, it might not just be that he hates his job. It just might be that the people that he works for make him hate his job.
Yes. We're thinking about other things like podcasts, the monetization of content. In said room at the county commissioner's office, I think I told you this, I saw Flavor Flav, and I was kind of wondering what he was down there for.
I know exactly what he's doing.
What's he doing?
He's doing that thing for the women's sports.
That's right.
But I saw him at the airport the other day too.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, Flav, and everybody at the bar was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so he is, and they signed off on She Weekend, which is in July, and it's a celebration of female Olympic athletes. So they will have a parade sometime in July down the strip, and then it will finalize at Toshiba Plaza.
So the implementation of that thing came from when Trump offered, to show the hockey guys the White House, and they didn't include the women, and it pissed him off. So he's like, fuck that, I want to start this thing. So
here we are.
So here we are. So good for him. I mean, good for him for, taking some of his clout and putting him out there, putting himself out there.
So when the parade finalizes at Toshiba Plaza, they will have a handful of artists perform, including Public Enemy,
Okay.
and Sheila E. Yeah, how about that?
Would have been cool like 40 years ago.
Yeah, well,
It's still cool.
But Flavor Flav has also gone on record saying that he wants to be the Spike Lee of Las Vegas sports. So he has been seen in attendance at Aces games. He's been seen in attendance at Golden Knights games. He's been seen in attendance at Raiders games. So much like people associate New York sports with Spike Lee, Flavor Flav is positioning himself as such in Las Vegas.
Isn't it cool that we live in a time in Vegas where you can have a Spike Lee of sports in Las Vegas?
It is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you don't have it on your notes. This week, the A's play their first games in Las Vegas.
Oh, at the park?
At the ballpark, yes.
Yes. If you weren't
It's the Milwaukee Brewers.
If you weren't on the road trip, would you go?
I looked at tickets. I actually did, but if they were playing the Mariners, I definitely would have been there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I'll wait for the Mariners.
So that's Flavor Flav, because he definitely knows what time it is.
You think Flavor Flav will be at the A's games?
Of course he will.
Think so?
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned to this the other night because you know that I'm such a fan of the barbecue, and most of the barbecue I do is pork or beef, but you told me about the
Screw worm.
Screw worm?
This worm is going to screw you.
Yeah.
Literally.
And it sounds pretty crazy because it feeds off of cattle, right? Like it goes into their open
Yeah,
wounds.
it gets in their infections, and then it causes like some kind of cataclysmic failure, and they die.
And it's
100% of the time.
Patient zero was down in South America or Central America?
I don't know. I guess there was an outbreak like 60 years ago, and it's coming back again. It's just like a cycle, I guess. But I talked to a guy at the airport about a month ago about it, and he's like, it's a big deal. Watch for news. And I told you about it last week.
Yeah.
Right? And then guess what happened today?
What happened today?
Texas declared a national emergency.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they had one case last week, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but whatever Texas government officials the governor has declared a national emergency.
Okay.
So it's on. But what that means for you is that beef is just going to get more expensive. So in this day and time where, everything we love, gas,
Yeah.
travel, now beef.
So take your $5.50-gallon gasoline to the Costco or Sam's Club to
And
buy
prepare
your
to pay for, like
$200 brisket.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so maybe stock up right now before prices do shoot up.
yeah, maybe you buy those freezers for the garage and just throw a whole slab in.
If you have the money, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one of my exes, her parents had cattle and they slaughtered one of them, and we had a whole freezer full of beef for like a year. It was great.
Now, should we go down like
You know what the cow was named? Never been on the plate.
Jesus. Oh, how good does this beer taste right now?
Did you know that if you eat a hamburger from McDonald's, there's a potential that you could be eating beef from 100 different cows?
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Is it even beef? Because
I mean,
I'm not opposed to a double cheeseburger on special there, but like when we drunkenly decided to get I won't even call them McNuggets. I will. They were horrible. I'm like, this is just horrible.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. A double cheeseburger from McDonald's actually tastes pretty good, though.
It does. So 100 cows can't be wrong.
If they're fresh.
Right. But when I was looking that up, because I couldn't think of the screwworm name, I came across on the Google's Lone Star tick. But that is something that passed to humans, which allows a molecule that we can't process, something called alpha-gal that they carry. And then it allows us to have allergic effects to certain degrees if we had beef. So
God.
It's not as intense, it sounds like, as a screwworm, but that's something that's existed for a handful of years too.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I want my joke of the day. So it's called alpha-gal syndrome.
Okay.
So if I was a girl in the 50s and I was forward on my date, what would I be? An alpha-gal.
Okay,
All
moving
right.
on.
Moving on. So last week we talked about Caesar's Palace being purchased by Tillman Fertitta. Then subsequently, somewhere out of nowhere, Barry Diller comes out from People Inc. and they have interest in buying
MGM
MGM
Corporation.
Corporation.
That's
Because
not.
the standpoint suddenly becomes that there's nowhere else in the world like the Strip, and AI can't take the Strip away from the Strip, because just for everything involved that,
Yeah. People Inc. Is that like the People magazine?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously a huge media company.
Yeah. They have that much money they could buy them.
Well, I'm sure there's multiple assets.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But then when I was researching that and watching a little bit of his videos where he was obviously being very positive about everything, because of course you can be positive because you're at the forefront of the investors. Vegas policy, I was watching his blurb and how he thinks that, in the 50s, it wouldn't have been two people that would have been allowed to buy the whole Strip.
Well, as we know, I mean, we know that once you consolidate everything, prices go up. I mean, look at everything now. Everything's run by like 5 different companies.
Yeah.
And everything's more expensive than it's ever been.
But his point was basically like if the 50s did it like it is now, where it's just basically 2 major corporations or 2 faces of corporations, that it would never evolve to have been the Steve Wynn's of the world, or the Bob Stupakes, or
That would still happen.
or the Jay Sarnos, or but they came in and they had innovations and different ideas, of which they don't seem to have anymore, because all the new buildings are just these like corporate monolith looking at buildings. I mean, if you look at Fontainebleau, if you look at Wynn or whatever, where you used to have the uniqueness of Circus or Excalibur or New York, those would never be built now. That's what they're basically saying.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If you know what, that's one thing I do love about Excalibur is the craftsmanship. You walk in there and it's just made with love.
Yeah, with Luxor. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like everything now. Like I saw there's a McDonald's convention here in town right now. And some guy that I waited on the other day, he said they built the equivalent of 10 McDonald's inside of the convention center. Complete McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah. And they were selling all their wares, from around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, you could literally get like one of the teriyaki McChickens or whatever from Japan.
Okay.
The curry burgers from India, whatever.
Could you get the shitty chicken nuggets?
They'd be fresh at least.
Oh, hopefully. So yeah, so suddenly we have 2 very prominent billionaires looking at the Las Vegas Strip as a business adventure.
That's not good. It'll just make things more expensive.
In addition to that, this week, as you wear your Ray-Ban wearables, MGM announced that starting June 15th, the rules will now forbid workers from wearing face masks post-pandemic and wearable recording technology while on duty. So you can still wear a face mask if you have a doctor's note, but just the day-to-day people that have toe funk teeth or whatever,
I think that's good.
will no longer be allowed to.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think the mask thing is kind of weird, but it's good. Like in Japan, people wear masks when they go out because if they're sick, to prevent people from getting sick.
Yeah.
So if you're actually legitimately sick, you should wear a
If you're
mask.
legitimately sick, call out.
No, just wear a mask. I mean, if it's just, it's not that big a deal.
Why do you think they're banning the wearables?
Oh, it's not because of any reason other than like a public backlash. They're afraid people will get upset.
Casino security protocols.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think it's just because people will get upset. Like, are you recording me? And then it causes a problem.
But don't they flash when it's recording?
Yeah, but you can hack them.
Yeah.
Like you can, I believe you can take a drill and you can just drill the light out of it.
Okay.
And it'll still record, but it won't light up.
I wonder if there was anybody that was a bit of a hustler that worked on the casino floor. I'll just create content because people like to watch these poker channels or these blackjack channels.
It's crazy. There's a lot of like the people that are like conspiracy bound. I've had people like ask me like, "Are you recording me, man?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, I got them because when I walk, I don't like having headphones in because I can't hear what's going on around me.
Sure.
So I like being able to hear. I didn't get them for the camera action. I don't really give a shit. I have a camera on my phone.
Are you recording me?
I'm recording you right now on that.
Hi there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just announced too on the corporate website. So all this fun stuff with the MGM this week, Caesar's Palace last week. But we're gonna wrap it up.
Plus the other thing, like you said last week, if you go in a casino, you're going to be on 100 different cameras already. So like what's the point, man? Like, if you're going to say something stupid, expect to be put on camera. Don't say stupid shit out in public.
Right.
And I think that's the reason people are offended by it. They're like, oh, if I say something stupid, I'm going to get recorded. Don't say stupid shit.
Yeah, don't say. Yeah, everybody's tough until they get hit in the face.
Yeah, 100%.
So wrapping this episode up, what do we got?
That's it.
June 25th.
Oh, you put me on the spot there, Chris. If I'm drinking before noon,
Which he is.
do not rely on me for anything.
So we've been talking about this for a minute. We talked about it last week a little bit. I'm starting to blast out on social. It's becoming more real. We're just under 3 weeks away from
Bourdain Day.
at the Hunter's Tavern in collaboration with the Hunter's Tavern and Jameson Black Barrel. So it's a free event. It's a ticketed event.
Is CIA involved as well? Or
Well, we'll make
CAI.
CIA, so Culinary Institute of America.
Yes.
We will make a donation as part of the day. We have a few special things planned. It's from 4 to 10 p.m. If you're listening to this or watching this, I've set up a forwarding address. If you go to bourdainday.vegas, it'll take you to the Eventbrite page where you can sign up so we can kind of communicate better with you as we get closer to the day.
It's just going to be low-key fun, share your memories. Just in honor of the man.
He's a patron saint of travel writing. He's a patron saint of chefs. He's a patron saint of a lot of people. It's not exclusive to service industry folk. It's everybody who appreciated the man. I think we're going to do a special, a couple Jameson Black Barrel cocktails. We're working with Raul and Mare for that and a couple other things. So it's from 4 to 10 p.m. The live DJ will be from 7 to 10 p.m. So it's just going to be an afternoon of revelry and enjoying the space that he took up while he was here when he filmed back in 2013 or 14, and just people of like-minded nature talking. Being humans. No AI involved on that day.
No AI, and we'll try to keep the cameras down to a minimum.
Yeah, because he might be recording with his wearables.
Yeah. No.
So we're going to cut this one out. It's the 6th of June. We need to get it out and published and out there in the world. If you haven't been watching, please watch more. If you have been watching, thank you. Steve K. Feel better. We are the Vegas Day Drinkers.
Party on, Wayne.
Sip, socialize, shine. Thank you.
In honor of Bourdain Day, I was thinking about, obviously I've watched the show. I'm not as big a fan as you are. I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. What was the first time you became aware of Anthony Bourdain?
So I was working at Steiner's on South Las Vegas Boulevard in the early 2000s, and there's these couple good friends that came in, Chip and
Joanna Gaines.
Yes. His name just escaped me. But Chip, I think, currently works at Cut. And his good friend, they both moved out here from Baltimore. And Chip was front of house and he was back of house. And we were just small talking because at that time I worked graveyard. So you had more time to talk because, as Tony Bennett said, I had to get bad before I got good. And if I was going to subsist in this town, I needed to, have some conversations. So anyway, they brought me the book one night and said, you got to read this. You'll love it. And then I went home the next day and voraciously read it. And I was like, yes. And then I said, that was a great book. And he has a show. And I'm like, what show? And at the time, it was No Reservations on the Travel Channel. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of I always consider myself kind of hip to what's going on in society, unless it's K-pop.
Yeah.
And I'm I just started just consuming all things Bourdain. And it was just it just resonated with me so much.
Yeah.
And I appreciated it. And at that point, I wasn't too far removed from living in Europe, so the whole aspect of travel and other cultures was just still seared in my head, and I just completely appreciated what he gave to the world.
Nice.
You?
Nice. Me, so I don't even know when I became aware of him. I think that because I'm kind of anti-establishment, kind of I've never liked things that are popular per se. And I think when I first was introduced to him, I thought, this guy's kind of a douche. New York socialite, fuck this guy. And he thinks he's punk or whatever. And I just kind of evolved, in my opinion. Once I see more and more of him, I haven't read the book, and that's unfortunate. I think I need to read it. But I think as he evolved, I think once he got the CNN show, Parts Unknown.
Yeah.
I really kind of because then I saw his worldview where he was he loved, everything and everybody experiences. And that's kind of I don't see borders. I don't see any of that stuff. And I think he kind of like-minded in that sense that, he's all, we just want to work. We just want to be left alone. We just want to enjoy our lives. And I think that's what got me.
I mean, Kitchen Confidential is obviously what put him on the map, but that was based off an article he wrote that was published from one of the New York papers.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kitchen Confidential is great, but I mean, he's got a handful of books published, but I always thought Medium Raw was better, which was his second or third book.
Yeah.
Because it just, his popularity was out there now, and so now he really wrote just not unhinged, but just with free form, because he wasn't trying to prove himself anymore. He had proven himself, and the world was his platform.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
So Bourdain Day, sign up if that was mesmerizing to you. BourdainDay.Vegas.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you then.
But